It's that time. Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in Valencia. Good morning.
Good morning.
We talk a lot about dogs, and I know it's been National Pet Dental Health Month, and we also want to remind pet owners, too, that cats also need teeth cleaning,
Yes.
as well as their doggies. Kitten breath might be kind of cute, but even still, they can still have the same type of problems and abscesses and everything else.
Yes.
I want to talk also, and yes, it wasn't yesterday National Love Your Pet Day?
It was.
And so, and I'm sure we all spent our time. It was also the third anniversary of when we rescued our Daisy.
Aww.
So that was Sunday, but it was still. So we had a pet loving weekend.
Aww.
But moving on to cats, I was thinking about this because we talk a lot about dogs.
Yes.
But we don't always talk a lot about cats and the problems, especially that they can have. And I want to talk specifically about some of the diseases that they can have, even if they're indoor cats, such as feline leukemia.
Yeah, absolutely. Cats are not seen as often at the vet, and it is a shame because just because they're indoor, they do need to be seen at least yearly, just like our dogs are, because they can get diseases, like you said, even though they are indoor only. We do recommend vaccinating our indoor only kitties, especially for things like rabies, because you never know when something may happen. You could get a bat in your house and not even know it, and it could be a rabid bat, and you want to make sure that your cats are protected. Or God forbid, if they ever got out, and they're not supposed to be outdoors, you want to make sure that they're protected. So certainly keeping them up to date with their vaccines. Testing for feline leukemia, all young cats should be at least tested to make sure that they're negative in their status. There are vaccines that we give if they are negative, and especially if they're going to be indoor, outdoor, or around other cats, we would recommend that they have that. It is an immunodeficiency type of disease that is transmitted from cat to cat. So we see it oftentimes with outdoor cats that get into fights with other cats and things like that. They can get transmitted that way.
So feline leukemia is actually kind of a transmittable disease then, unlike human leukemia.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah. And that's important to understand because cats, dogs sometimes they're like, especially my dogs at your place, they seem to be completely fine coming in.
Yes.
Dogs don't always have as much of a problem, but cats never seem to be out of their elements. And I know when I had cats, I was a little bit guilty of that too, of not wanting to, because it was such a stressful thing.
It's hard. It can be hard. And we try to make that as easy as possible for everybody involved, because cats do tend to stress more and get them out of their element where they're not comfortable. They definitely will show how uncomfortable they are,
Yes, they will.
in different ways. So bringing your cat into us, we try to make it as stress-free as possible. We'll try to get you into a room right away so they're at least in their own little small space and they're not waiting in the lobby where barking dogs might be and lots of different smells. Oftentimes we will try to do their exam with them in the carrier, just take the carrier top off and they can still stay in their little house where they feel safe, giving them blankets that they can kind of hide under, working with them to see what they're comfortable with, to make it as stress-free as possible. So
and is this a situation also kind of like dogs, the more you bring them, do they get used to it by any chance, or is that
sometimes it depends on the cat. We do have some cats that come to see us that are very outgoing and friendly and perfectly fine, and other cats, it doesn't depend. It doesn't matter how often they come in. They're still going to be scared every time.
We had one. She never got more than about 8 pounds. Everybody thought she was a kitten her whole life. She lived to be 18 years old, but trying to put her in the carrier, first of all, they managed to spread their legs and their front legs and back legs and trying to get her in there. But it was like the little Tasmanian devil, this little 8-pound kitty cat that could really rattle the carrier while you're carrying her. But even still, very important to have the kitty cats checked out as well and get their dental cleaning in as well.
Yep, get their dental cleaning in, annual blood work, make sure all of their organ function is healthy and normal. As they age, they can certainly be more prone to diseases like diabetes and renal disease, so it's important to make sure they're healthy.
And especially if they're indoor cats, sometimes even just making sure that their weight is monitored correctly and give those types of professional advice as to how to make sure that they are staying slim and trim like the rest of us, because that's, we don't always think about walking them, but there are things that you can do from an exercise standpoint, even inside.
Absolutely.
That works out well. So for your cats and your dogs, of course, Cinema Veterinary Center is cinemavet.com, located on Cinema Drive between Valencia Boulevard and Bouquet. Very easy to find, and great service. I can attest personally. All 3 of my dogs have been there now. And the phone number is
661-253-9300.
And a great staff, too. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dr. Ronchetto, for coming by.